you gotta do is hype yourself. The best in the world. Get ratchet. Bling, bling.
I woke up in the early morning with the same agenda. Ain't nothing simple to the flow, you know it's something million. So when that table turn, I turn my mind and let it go. Look high and low, brother, there ain't a better flow. Reflect like I'm ornament, I'm on again. They caught up in that automatic.
Oh, okay, cool. We had to, we can rewind, you can chop it. Where we at though? What episode is this, man?
This is episode 16.
Bro.
Episode 17.
Yeah, it's episode 16 because the last one was 15 with Doc Pate.
Okay. You know me, I'm all over the place. I had 16,
That's
16 with Doc Kate Pate.
So then we're on 17?
I believe so. 14, 15, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
This would be the mystery episode. How about
Hey,
that?
this will be, we can start doing it monthly, I guess. I don't know. Weekly. This is the, what's going on now? We can judge it by the titles. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of stopped like putting I put like season 1 episode whatever. I got away from the season and I just started putting episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then it would be like, well, what's a season? Is it 24 episodes? Is it 100? You know what I mean? And then it just makes more sense just to put numbers to it. And then the guests, or if we don't have guests, whatever the topics we're talking about is going to be part of the title. But on a side note, I have
you got look like you got some new some new swag over there.
Yeah, well, this is the latest and greatest. It's universal. You could slide it off like so.
Okay.
This is known as a splint.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I put that video up on it for those of you guys following me on Instagram or what have you. I posted that video yesterday, and you could see my hand just kind of right into the ground. And yeah, so yeah, this is my new. I feel like a Lego character, like I'm just walking around. Yeah. And then like if I do this, I feel like a mannequin. Like I got a mannequin hand.
Thinking pose, the thinking man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
how long is the bounce back time? The estimated bounce back time.
So it's supposed to be 5 weeks, but I go back on Monday, and we're supposed to see if I'm gonna see if they can do the surgery because of where I broke it at. If they do not like pin it or something, it could be popping out like at a later date. So I don't want that. And then
no, kind of trying to want to stay away from that.
Yeah. So also because I had a friend, shout out to Cornell.
What up, Cornell?
Sent out X-rays or what have you to, like, I could just posted them, and then his wife is in the field, so she kind of talked to her doc, and they're like, we should probably do this because this is what we see, yada yada, and I'm providing, like, this is my first time going to the VA, like, to try to get any type of stuff, so I'm trying to see what they tell me. Like, the surgeon that is on duty or in rotation right now, like one of the best hand surgeons that I guess, I don't know if the VA or I don't know, like within the system. Mm-hmm. So I was supposed to go back on Monday, and I'm gonna try to see if she can do it, and but I'm prepared to go, pay for it on my own as well, because I want to go back to 100% functionality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have surgery. You're gonna have to have rehab, of course, and then all that.
I think riding would be a good rehab because I have to work on my grip strength, and like and then like you're gonna have a bunch of scar tissue in there. If anybody's had a break, I tell you'll have like a bunch of scar tissue, especially once this gets in place and what have you, and it doesn't move. And if it's a full cast, then you'll just have scar tissue, and like when you're like having to work that out, work out all that, tightness and everything that's kind of built up from not moving,
Mhm.
It's pretty painful. It can be painful. It's just a process to heal. You just got to keep. So riding would be because you got to hold the handlebar like, so you know what I mean. But I just
Yeah,
won't be able
yeah,
to
it
sit.
helps because you constantly moving those muscles. You're constantly gripping and
Right.
brakes and all that. Got you. I'm with you.
Yeah. So,
I'm with you.
but
Yeah.
yeah, man.
So how protected were you? Were you geared up and
Dude,
mentally
I
focused? Was there something and we was like, you know what? Ah,
Yeah, dude. There was a lot of things that led up to that I wasn't like it sucks, but I went into it with the idea that I was gonna get hurt that day. Like it wasn't like I wanted to. It wasn't that it was like inevitable. I guess maybe because of my body or intuition, what have you, whatever you want to call it, was just like you should probably sit this one out. Like your mind's not in it. You're like you. I felt tired. um I didn't get proper sleep the night before, so there was like a whole bunch of things that led up to that.
mhm.
But either way, I got there. I didn't even put my full pads on. Like I didn't have elbow pads on, so you see like you can the road rash or whatever. I mean, it's not bad. This is probably because all the falling and stuff I've
Right.
done. It's kind of
Yeah.
built scar tissue up. But yeah, man, it was a pretty hard it was a pretty hard crash, dude. Like if you see the video, I cased it, and then when I cased it, it threw me forward, and then there was a next level down, and it just you can see my hands go kind of straight into the ground. But there, I think if I had to choose, like whether because it was either going to be I feel it was either going to be my hand or my wrist or my collarbone because of the way I was falling into it and the speed I was going.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was thinking about putting a video together, just kind of highlighting some of that stuff, like just so other people don't like make those same mistakes that I've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, definitely a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sorry, you wasn't able to compete to the max, and you got hurt. But I mean, gotta listen to your body, man. And going back to our previous episode, shout out Doc K. Pate.
oh, there you go. That's a segue.
Yeah, yeah. She mentioned her at the start of her competing, the drive and all that. But then she mentioned the broken bonages that she
Yeah,
went through.
remember we talked
Oh,
about it, and I told her that I was thinking about scaling back. I was like, because I don't want it to turn into um like that, and then this happens. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah.
then it was kind of funny because I follow. If you guys don't follow her on Instagram, go check out doc.pate. She's a neurophysiologist, is kind of making the connection with veterans and working with them to. If you go back to the last episode, you see what she's all about, and that was a good
What up,
intro.
Doc?
Yeah, but she posted a caption or a description. She just posted something about along the lines of listening to your body and like to avoid like big injuries, like pushing through and stuff. And I think that's what I forget. Like I I need to start remembering because I think I'm still in the mindset like this must happen. I need to do this because I'm committed. You know what I mean? I'm committed to do this. I'm committed to doing that. But it almost goes past the point where I start losing sight of why I'm writing it in the first place. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
And that's
So
that's funny, like the different wavelengths and mentalities, and I think that's why we got brought together with this, with this creation that you came up with, because I
right,
have no problem with preparing, getting mentally focused to do something, and then I could be 8, 9 months, maybe even 13 years into something, and I'd be like, you know what? Nah, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. It don't feel right. When I initially started, it was a great fit. Was motivated, excited. Once I started doing it, it was good. I was good at it. But then the fit fell.
right.
I might have gained some weight during that, lost some weight. But the knowledge that I got, I was just like, you know what? If I stay here, it's just gonna get worse. So I don't have a problem, as we like to call, hitting the ejector button, going to try anything else new in life, man.
No, that's a good point. So yeah, having
But
said that,
it's a
so
double edged blade too, though. Like it is a double edged blade because
right,
when you do stuff like that, and you don't see stuff through all the way. Most times, you miss out on opportunities.
yeah, you said doo doo.
Do we said that?
No,
We say that. We do say that a lot.
yeah, but no, yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. It's it's definitely that, like, just trying to find that, like, how far to push the envelope, because I was pushing it pretty fast, like with the amount of time that I've been writing relative, you know.
Yeah.
Um, like with just progression and what have you. And then this was like another way for me to, you know, learn how to get faster and like have fun at the same time. That's what it started out as, like doing a race for fun. And I had fun on the first race, which is the Bandera one.
Hmm.
And then that that little bit of, I mean, I guess you can call it on some level ego, and on another level, like just to compete to see if I can
Yeah.
get better.
Competitiveness.
Yeah,
That
the
was
competitiveness. Yeah,
competitiveness.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
that was kind of sparked. You know what I mean? And I think from that they just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, and I just need to kind of like, you know, back it off a bit and just kind of like just pay more attention and kind of get more back of a balance, because it 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 can impact your life, especially like doing other stuff, because you begin the mentality of racing, then you want to do everything else fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does. It does.
I
Because
mean,
I mean,
at least for some people, maybe. I mean, some people are probably better at the balance than.
I mean, it does because you're going to compete to try to get the fastest time. So that's what your focus is going to be on. And
So
you might lose along the way, maybe something that was in episode 5 or 4, the protective equipment. You might, I don't need that today. But you
yeah,
gotta always, you might not have taken what you call them a line that you normally would have taken before, like because you want to get a couple seconds faster.
you know what? You want to hear something else that was dumb? Like things that I've noticed, like while racing, is how people with cameras can affect you mentally, like when you're riding. Like, so that's another thing I did that I just realized right now is there was people with cameras on. So I tried to still send the the even though I know I didn't have enough speed, I thought I was like, maybe I have enough where I could still send it and just still make the transition. So the camera thing played in my head. So, and then also I didn't warm up and I did the jump line first. Like it was a bunch of stupid stuff that I did that led up to that, man. It was just like, and there was all these signs, and I wasn't paying attention. I was just like still like, nope, I'm good.
You was in go mode. You was
Yeah,
in go mode.
yeah, that's a good way to say it. Go mode,
It's
goat
go time.
mode.
It's go time.
It's go time. Let's go, baby.
Where you going, Lotus? Where you going?
Hey, girl. What's going on? You don't like me on the computer? I don't know. She's got spoiled because these past couple of days, like since we can't go on rides, I messaged a friend of ours. His name's Jesse. Shout out to Jesse.
What up,
Um,
Jesse?
yeah, the Godfather of MTB. That's what we call him. He's like one of the first guys I met that introduced me to the network of mountain biking, if you will, like a couple years ago. But he just recently had surgery as well. Well, not that I had surgery, but he had just recently. So he's off. He's going to be off the bike for about the same amount of time that I am. And I remember a while back when he had surgery for something else. I had took like, hey, you want to go for a walk or get outside still? So we did that one time, and then so when this happened, I messaged him, and we kind of got to talking. And we were thinking the same thing, so we started going on hikes with Lotus. And then so the past 2 days, Lotus has been on the trails for at least an hour and a half. You know what I mean? Just kind of like running around, and
What's up?
not really in the way. And we go like an off peak time, so there's not a lot of riders. Like we're not going this weekend because there's gonna be a lot of riders, but
Yeah.
So yeah, we started
I,
hiking and
I would
stuff.
imagine this is the season for less rattlesnakes. Then, yeah.
You would think there was a guy that took a picture of one crossing the greenway here. It was probably like it looked about 6 feet long.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it was in the morning, and he said he was on his road bike. So he's like, luckily I know how to bunny hop because he
Mm.
had to go over it. I assume, yeah. So
Yeah. I saw it was what they call them, brown snake, not a copperhead. Well, a big ass snake one time. I say about 2 weeks ago when I was
yeah,
delivering. It was like right next to the porch. It was
right.
coiled up. I was like, oh, that's a nice little fake, and it moved. You should have heard the high pitch that I had. It was like, oh, like I heard myself. I had to laugh and start moving. Like, ooh.
yeah,
Yeah. So they still out here too. So be careful
yeah,
out there,
man.
man, on your hikes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and I especially worry about her. I don't want like because she sometimes sticks her nose in trying to find a squirrel or something. But so far, I mean, you know, we've been lucky, I
So do
guess.
you got your
So
hiking stick that you take
speak.
with you?
No, I need to get one because we're talking about go to some other park around here that I guess has more incline, like for climbing. Just walking or whatever. Um, but yeah, I actually I have one in the garage. I
Look
mean,
at that.
I didn't make it for that purpose, but I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, because it's like 6 feet high, but it was from a when I was pruning the tree back here. I
Hmm.
I took off like a part of it, and I kind of just started whittling at it, just because I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I was noticing the natural patterns within the tree branch, which look like
Hmm.
fractals. Anyways, so I
I'm
could use
sorry. It looks
that
like what? Wait a minute.
fractals.
What? Looks. I don't know what that is.
Fractals. We had talked about this before. Remember I sent you pictures,
Right.
and it's like they take shots or of the universe, like not the universe, the like different galaxies, and you can see like the spinning and like little collisions that happen within. But it's in all living. Like it's all they can find the same patterns in most natural like plants and like bugs and stuff like that, like the patterns that are within everything.
Hmm.
So where was I going with that? Oh, so I started like seeing those same natural patterns in those tree branches I was cutting, and they look like little elephants.
Hmm.
So I kind of just started working with that just because I was like, I don't know, I saw it, so I went with it. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Trust your gut. There it is.
yeah.
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Hey, that should be the title for this episode. Trust your gut,
Trust your gut
because it costs your
and
butt.
protect your butt. This episode is sponsored to you in part by Witch Hazel Wipes. When you when you got swelling from too much fast food and everything, maybe that might not work. Maybe you might need some preparation H. And if you think that the preparation H isn't just enough, just go ahead and go to these strong tucks. Oh man, yeah, we all have life hurdles, man.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
get through this, man. You'll get through this. We're just gonna help
Oh
you,
yeah, yeah,
kind of, dial it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Recalculate. You know what I'm saying? Go back to finding your why. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about? So,
yeah. And then I was telling my wife this. I was like, that's what I feel like when things like this happen. It's like I don't want to say like, but just setbacks, like serious setbacks. I don't know about serious. This isn't. I don't feel that a broken hand is that serious. I
mhm.
mean, relative to the situation, but
It's
um,
very unfortunate to say the
yeah,
least.
it is. But like I think these are opportunities that whether you call it God, the universe, like kind of gives you, and you kind of gotta observe the bad and the good of it, and then it's providing like a different opportunity, or just kind of like, hey, like get back on your purpose, if you will. Just kind of get knocked back in your track because like,
Man,
hey,
I'm trying to write down to figure out what got me on this track. Shout out to everybody that knows, because Man, like like I've been working like nonstop. I would say probably for about 2 weeks every day
Right.
doing something. If it's not Amazon, then it's what I'm saying, my little business. So I don't know. Maybe this is something literally like, hey man, sit down, slow down, like what I'm
Right.
saying. Take some time for yourself maybe and just sit
Yeah.
still. But
Because it's
I hate sitting still, man.
now you got to ask yourself the question: why do you hate sitting still?
Because I don't have my own space. I feel like that might be it right now.
Oh, okay. Like when
Yeah.
that's what
So
I'm saying. Like once you figure that out, then you can understand why. But if you like
yeah,
realize that like I don't want to sit still because and you kind of get to the root reason of why that question is like why it's there or why you're even asking yourself that question, then you can figure
hmm
out like what your root problem is, for yourself.
yeah. I mean, oh, trust me, man. I'm one of those that's on my second book. There's my third one, and I write it down like, yo, why is
Yeah.
this? Why like or why I can't like definitely say it, but like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And I just analyze it, man. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not sitting still. Why am I not sitting still? Because I need to hustle and get some money. Why I need to
Okay.
so I can sit
Right.
still. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the wheel is going. It's the
Yeah.
reason why I'm working every day, so I can sit still. You know what I'm
That's good
saying?
you're aware
So
of that, man.
yeah,
Because if you're not like self-aware of that, people are like, man, motherfuckers, I caught like want to watch stuff about mountain biking. What the hell are you guys talking about? But it's all relative. But
it is.
if you're not in a place where you can even ask yourself that question and you're just like running and running and running, because I get it, life, I've been there, we've been there, we've all been there, or we're some of us are still there now. But like, if you all those like if you don't figure that out and never understand it, then it's always going to be this irritability, this like frustration, this like you know what I mean? And you're not going
Yeah,
to ever understand why it's there, and you're constantly gonna. And I'm saying I speak from experience, and I still struggle with this, like at times. And if you don't figure out what it is, you're going to be taking it out on the wrong people. Does that make sense?
yeah, because it's gonna be a little bit more hard. A little bit more hard. Is that a word? More trying
And
to
so,
channel those feelings. You don't know why you got these feelings, what's triggering these feelings, and then those feelings are gonna come out in the wrong situation, and you're
yeah,
gonna understand why. Like, I really wasn't
yeah,
mad at them. I just because I had anger from something else.
right. And some of it's in your control, some of it's not.
Some
Like
of it
I
is
think this
not.
was in my control, but I chose to ignore it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I probably have contributed to using these, but it's a pre-existing condition, so like
Yeah.
it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. Kind of
But
like, getting that COVID.
yeah.
It's a
Uh,
matter of
see what you did there.
you like that. You like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're
Yeah,
working
man.
on
I'm
you.
trying to get better. Trying to get better every episode. Progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, what are your thoughts on one of the biggest world leaders coming down with the so-called pandemic? Ain't no so-called the pandemic
Right.
that he said was not really that big of a deal.
Uh, I think it's like not. I think it's kind of like fitting in the sense. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
Of
just
course, you
yeah.
expected,
It's
just
kind
didn't
of
know
like what
when.
comes around goes around, like that old saying. But it's just kind of if he really truly didn't believe it, which I don't believe, believe he was aware of it based off like interviews I saw and things that he's said. Like being aware of it and like the severity of it, um, like I think it's like I don't know, like the universe or God's way of kind of like bringing it forward. Like, hey, like there was an episode. I'm going somewhere with this. There was an episode of Family Guy that I saw where I think it was a Family Guy.
Maybe Simpsons.
And I'm pretty sure it was Family Guy, but
Mm.
where death didn't exist. I think that was Family Guy. If you guys know what show I'm talking about, episode, you guys put in the comments. But where death didn't exist, so like Peter was doing all this stupid shit, like jumping off buildings and like all kinds of like, and then death had like it pretty much made the purpose. I'm not saying like I'm not being insensitive right here, saying that death isn't sad and it doesn't hurt and all that stuff. I get all that, but from just a different standpoint, like if death didn't exist, then we would never really enjoy life. So that's kind of what the episode is like. So for like to prove back to people like that death exists, the episode ended with like a big plane crash or something, and you know what I mean. And it was just like
Yeah.
putting that reminder, like that there. But I think nowadays it's kind of gotten to the like so everyone's so desensitized with a lot of different things, because of
Yeah. Because we
you
can
know
see everything. There is no
all
like,
at once, right? There's anything you
yeah,
want to see, you can see right now from your phone, and it's I don't need it's like death is one of those things that I mean it's more relative now, but it's kind of how I see COVID in a sense. Whether you want to say that like whatever stance you want to stand like on where COVID is, but if you see just the numbers, like that's what I thought of when I was seeing the counter. Like I still look at the real world counter on YouTube. And it's just like the no shit facts of what like how many deaths worldwide, etc., from all the different countries. But when I see that, that's what I think about. I think about that episode where like it's like we got so like wrapped up into anything and everything within ourselves on phones, social media, what have you, as a society, and it's kind of like death kind of reminding everyone like, hey motherfuckers, like
I'm still
I'm
here.
here,
I'm
I'm
still
still
here,
here,
still
you know what I
winning.
mean. And I'm not discriminating. I'm gonna take who I want, pretty much, and that's kind of a morbid way. I guess that's kind of leading into October. Look, spook talk.
Spook talk.
Yep.
Early morning spook talk. That could be a series too. Early morning spook talk.
Yeah. Talk about ghosts.
Spirits.
But yeah, so going back to him having it, yeah, it was inevitable. Like I think we talked
Yep.
about earlier. It was inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of
Karmatic.
yeah, because I accepted this idea. I think we talked about this before that once it was in circulation, the human population, that it was inevitable. Everyone was going to get it, at some point or another, whether it's this year, next year, the year after that, because it's in our circulation, like, as far as
Yeah, just like the
part.
flu. It's
Yeah, yeah.
here. Yeah, it ain't going nowhere.
So once I accepted that idea, it's kind of like I also had to accept the idea of like death of it. Just like in the early stages, I had to just like accept those ideas because I didn't know. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm not saying that when it did come or when it does come, if it comes in that form, I was like, I'm prepared for it mentally. It's not as opposed to kind of being like, I'm never gonna get it, and then try to run away from it, and then
Yeah.
always kind of be living in that fear. So to a certain level, I was just kind of like, if I get it, then, and if that happens, then it happens. I have to accept that reality, because even up to this point, there's still no vaccine. And even if there was one, I don't know if I'd want it.
I don't
Just
know.
because
If
it's not.
I don't know if I want it either.
I mean, one, I know, like, I mean, I don't know specifically, like, but human trials, like, to get that point on any new vaccine or anything, it usually takes like years, and to fast track it to the point where it's like less than a year, and I mean, I will also say that the people that are actually volunteering to do it, I mean, it's good on them to kind of step forward and try to, be the human trial, because there's a lot of things that could go wrong.
Save this,
It's
man.
inevitable,
Save this.
so
Something
Yeah,
we
but
had,
just the whole of his whole over the top dramatization of it. He's gonna ride this. He's gonna ride this. He's gonna.
oh, you think like from a sympathy standpoint?
Oh yes, because he loves all the attention. He loves the most attention he could possibly get.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like he'll ride through Las Vegas downtown strip to let everybody know that he's in town, as opposed to just jumping on a helicopter and landing on top of a hotel. You know what I mean?
Uh,
He wants
yeah,
all the attention. So yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's just my opinion. That is
yeah. I'm just thinking of it from all the
my
angles.
opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I could see that. Or he, because I don't think it's gonna take him. He's good. He's gonna have the best healthcare, all presidents do.
All
Um,
rich people do, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, rich people, and yeah, plus like he's president, so they're gonna do
Yeah,
all they can. But my point is that he, I think if when like if he survives this, what have you, then it's gonna be like it's nothing. I beat this. If I beat it, which is on one level, it's kind of, I guess, on one level, it's kind of like the only positive message we could get from all this, because most of it has been like not really how to protect your immune system. It's been more so like stay inside, wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart, and that's
yeah,
it. Wash your hands, but it's not like, hey, you should also like get outside, get active, which I've been seeing. I'm pretty sure most of us have, but it's
yeah,
also eating the right foods, working it, because most of the diseases and what have you are from inflammation. I think we talked about the last episode too.
yeah, yeah.
So
And if you're inflamed in certain man parts, go ahead and bring out a pack of Tux.
Tux, Tux for your butts.
Tux for your buttocks.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting either way. Like I haven't really been watching the news, from that standpoint. Like I watch it and I kind of just peek my head in. I think we talked about this before too. But one thing that I posted on my, and I wanted to type longer, but it's just typing is gonna take a while.
Talk text,
But
man. Talk text. Talk to
I
text.
I I posted something about on the place from about like the National Everything Day, kind of.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I put it out
I was
on my
having
page.
a good with that.
What's that?
I said I've been having a good time with that.
Yeah, so and I had I mean, not for nothing, I understand the standpoint, but I was trying to figure out like do like where that came from, like where that like frustration came from. I think part of it came from my hand, but I think
Hmm.
because I saw recently like a video that was being like referenced a bunch of times on a few different podcasts I listened to, which was Evergreen College, and like the breakdown of like the First Amendment laws and like this whole cancel culture with the newer generations.
Hmm.
And I'm going somewhere with that. And damn it, I lost my place.
It's all good. You're talking about the national days that were being
Oh
created,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. So it's kind of we like come to a place, and that's where it came from, was how our younger generations are being, and I think it's relative to like where they grow up and stuff. Like if especially they come from like affluent neighborhoods or what have you, but
hmm.
they're getting to this point where they're not like pretty much just throwing a tantrum and not allowing other people to kind of create a dialogue, a discussion, and it's just like shutting it down if they disagree with you for whatever reason, and they're like saying that the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech, is shouldn't be applicable in every situation. Pretty much is what it boils down to. So if somebody makes a threat, or not makes a threat, if somebody is trying to like the right to assembly and freedom of speech is First Amendment. So if they're trying to get together or whatever, then like for something that they don't agree with, then it shouldn't be allowed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. Didn't that new regulation? I don't know if it's a law. That's what got passed in Kentucky, didn't it? After the verdict of the Breonna Taylor came out, that newly
I,
got
I
passed.
I didn't see that. So it's a freedom of
Yeah,
speech was like Like
Yeah,
what was
because
the?
they were causing it. Was it public disturbance and I think not. It wasn't racial. It was
Oh, for
something
like
like it was like
for
a
the.
hate group. Something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So once you start doing that, like once we start, like we both serve in the military, and we don't always agree with what people say, especially like when they're like you know talking shit about like the military not really understanding or like talking like race, whatever we disagree with when we come back. Like if it's just like some type of hate that we see, and but at the same time we understand that that's what we fight for, right? It's freedom of speech. One of
Yeah.
the reasons why this people love this country. And when you start like shutting out one, then you can shut out like that's a slippery slope. And like once you shut out one, then you're gonna shut out the next one. Anytime that you disagree with
You
somebody,
just
and then
start picking which ones you want to shut out,
yeah,
and pretty soon it ain't gonna be no more. We're gonna be,
right,
in a communist world, in a
yeah.
communist country.
So my point was to the national thing was when we start to, and this is what I wanted to type, like when we start to entitle, like where every day somebody gets a trophy for something, then that it becomes comes to a point where you start conditioning the younger generations to be more of like toddlers, and if they don't get what they want, then
That recognition, just
yeah,
like I could see that similarity in sports of me growing up, and then the younger kids
mhm,
under me. When I grew up, you didn't get no participation medal. You didn't get no participation ribbon. It's first, second, third. You got a trophy for that. Anything else,
right.
get better next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I mean, I remember having to go to tryouts. You didn't make the fucking
yeah,
team. You didn't make the team. Like you go home.
better go play at the YMCA because you ain't playing
Yeah,
for this. Yeah,
but
so
and that kind of weeded out like some kids, and then because the ones that didn't really want it, when I mean, fortunately, I usually made tryouts, but if I wasn't starting, then I wanted to be starting. So I always had that drive to try to be better.
the competitiveness, and then
Yeah,
we come back to racing mountain biking. There we
yeah.
go.
And I think football
Yeah.
and mountain biking are kind of similar in some ways, where any play or any like ride, it could like something will knock you on your ass. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it could happen at
especially
any time.
if you're not paying attention, not listening to your body, even on the field.
Right.
Your surroundings, all that stuff. Yeah,
Right. So I think that's one other reason I gravitated towards it. You know what I mean? And then just I don't know, it's fun, as most people
yeah,
would ride with. So,
absolutely.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that was my. Go ahead.
no, yeah, but no, I was started having fun with it. National Toothbrush Day, and then, National Soap Day. I think it could be National Hat Day today. What you think? What you want me to make it today? National Hat Day.
National. I don't know. National something day.
National
National day.
Water Day. National
National.
National.
National day. But yeah, and that's what a standpoint. But on the other side, I could see like in today's times, it's important like to try to celebrate the little things, I guess. I mean, I
Small
guess it's all
victory.
really small victories, so I can understand both sides of it. But I don't know. I think the difference is because I noticed that most people that responded were like that were on board. All of them were like people we like I served with. So I was like, maybe it's a military thing because I think we focus on not the local or like even Texas news. We focus on like a world. Like we're zoomed out and we kind of, well, at least I do. I
Focus.
mean,
Your
yeah, we
focus
pay
is a little bit
attention.
broader.
Yeah, we not only pay attention to our local, we pay attention to state, and then zoom out national, world, and then I'm pretty sure a lot of us can just pick out the trends, like see things, like pay attention to troop movements in different countries and stuff like that. So I think that's also a different part of it is that like I see the at the very basic entitlement level, even within the military now, I hear a lot of people are still serving that, like just the mindset of a lot of people coming in now. It's like with basic and everything that happened with that, and then it's just kind of like the pendulum swung the other way, or swing like going like probably almost towards the end in some units, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, but if we no shit had to have like all your feelings and stuff, that shit ain't gonna matter, man.
Nope.
You can have all the feelings in the world, be offended, all like enemy ain't gonna give a shit.
Nope. They don't care. They see that you're different. You got different mannerisms. Period.
Right,
Your mannerisms, like a lot of people don't even understand. Like just your mannerisms are American. Like
right.
too
Even
easy.
if you change the clothes, like you still stick out.
Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah.
even matter. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is like I think that's where that root like frustration with the whole national thing was coming from is that. So does that make sense? I
Yeah.
don't
It
know.
does. It does. It does. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Sweet. At least somebody is.
Yeah, man. I'm here. I'm with you.
Yeah. Lotus is here too. She's just you see her?
Chilling.
Chilling.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm helping dog sit a little bit, so I'm about to go today. Go get the dog some water
Oh,
and
nice.
maybe some good. Was it wet dog food? Not wet, but it's opposed from dry dog food. Get them some canned dog food.
Uh, what kind of dog is it?
One is a Rottweiler, and the other one is kind of like a little mixed breed, something.
Are they on like on a diet? Like do they? Because certain dogs have like sensitive stomachs, so they'll be just shitting all over the house. Or are they outside?
No, yeah, they got a big dog pen and
Oh, okay, okay.
they got like a house. They're like bougie
Yeah.
dogs, and then like
Oh,
doggy,
damn.
and they have like a doggy door the way it could go outside and poop, and then pee, and then go back inside.
So you
So
might want to find out if they got all that, then they might have like they might not be able to eat certain foods because I know some canned foods aren't like great for them. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They're
yeah.
supposed to eat dry food because the wet food will get like in their teeth and then they can get cavities and just. I know it's strange because when I
Oh,
grew up,
that's great information because I haven't
yeah,
had a dog in 30 years. So
yeah.
that's good
Because
information.
when I grew up, man, like the dog was lucky to have like table food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that's all they got was the scraps of, you know what I mean, whatever we ate, and we didn't take the dog to the vet. I mean, this is,
Mm,
granted, wasn't we weren't brought up that way. Like our dog was whatever dog was like what, that like just showed up. You know what I
that's
mean?
yeah. Well, hey,
They
community,
showed
man.
up, we fed them, they didn't leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So I'll just probably get some doggy treats then, some good hard
yeah.
doggy treats, maybe
Do
a
they know
bone.
you?
Yeah, yeah, they know
Oh,
me.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like I
say
fed him. I fed him the food that he has for him, and I watered him, cleaned the cage out,
right.
threw a raccoon over the fence that they killed. So
Dang.
they're familiar with me. So
Every time I think of
yes, sir. What
raccoon.
you got on Virginia today, man? That
I
shit was
gotta here in a bit. I gotta like run some errands and stuff. But I don't know, man. It's a nice. That's another thing that sucks about not writing. The weather's been beautiful. It's nice and cool outside. A little breeze, but anyway, that's why we start walking on the trails. But uh, I got that going on. Is to here about 10 o'clock. I got something to go take care of, and then other than that, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Oh, I gotta push out. Push out. I, I gotta write the description for because I finished one of the videos for the Camp Eagle race series, the second episode, if you will, of the race series. So that's all process and stuff. I just gotta create the thumbnail and put that up. So I'll try to do that today. I wanted to do it before tomorrow.
she. So man, who you thinking? You got some people lined up, some future guests. I think I got one for us. Coming up.
Yeah, man. So we'll try this. I'll message because Seth Buckner is one of the next guests that I wanted to have on from Victory Racing. And when this happened, it kind of threw everything out of whack. I didn't. Um, make the phone calls I needed to, what have you, when I wanted to, and that's why the last video didn't come out. So once, I just got to get with him, and then we can like set the lineup for the next guest or what have you. Put something on Instagram to show where our next guest is. Just got to call them.
Mr. Castillo, Luis Castillo, Navy veteran.
What's his background? You said?
He is a prior Navy. He was in the Navy, I want to say 16, 17 years. And he wanted to do his 20, but life happens. He got injured a couple times. Yeah. So with that, he's very knowledgeable on like VA benefits and post 9/11 GI Bill, how to, get education. So he can lace us up. He can lace us up on, different avenues to help us, get to these resources that are there for us.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. So we'll try to set that up. So, a little, highlight into. I thought you said he was also a video editor or video.
Oh yeah. He actually now he graduated from film school and he does video production as well.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah, like short movies. He has a great. What is it called? He has been called the voice of his generation. Because he sings, he does karaoke and he performs as well. I don't know if he's a part of the band. Yeah, he's active, man. He's performing artist.
Cool, man. That's cool, dude.
Yeah. I know I'm not giving it justice. Everything that he's got his hands into, but I'll get in contact with him and get his bio, get him on here, and he can give out some of his information that he has up there. And he's
man. Too. We'll try to just let it happen as it happens, like as we're talking and stuff. So that'd be cool to have. So let's try to line that up. But other than that, man, that's all I really got going on today. I also want to drive up to Austin and go do a podcast with the owner from 512 Suspension, I believe 512 Suspension, and that's what I talked to when I was leaving, like right before I left Flat Creek Crossing, which where the race was at last weekend. I spoke to the guy that runs a mountain biking side of the house, and he, because we had talked on Instagram, like messaging or whatever, to try to set that up. So I got to meet him. It was real quick because I was on the way out. I was like, yeah, man, I'm done. My hand, you know what I mean? So yeah, man. So we got a few lined up. It's just trying to work them in, and then so. More to come on that.
Indeed, the sun is peeking out over here on this side of the Midwest.
So let's start wrapping it up, man. I hope you guys enjoyed some of this talk on this episode. I know it kind of went through and out the weeds, but we try to bring good information, and hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any suggestions, as always, please let us know in the comments or message me on Instagram or whatever. Future guests you would like us to interview, or topics you want us to talk about, we can kind of give you our thoughts on that. But we're really just trying to have fun with it, and hopefully you guys are getting that. I know sometimes we kind of go in and out of mountain biking and life and stuff, but that's just the way stuff is.
That's the way it is. Stay hydrated, brother.
Stay hydrated, and you guys stay tuned, and look forward to more content coming out, whether in videos or podcasts or what have you. So, all right, you guys have a good one. Take care.
All right, man. I holla.
All right, man.
For real, I don't know the destination, and on foot's my mode of transportation. So if I'm not striding toward
thanks to push.audio for letting us use their music. Please check them out at push.audio. If you have any questions or are interested in the Dirt Therapy Project, check out tdtp.org. Thanks for watching.
You don't always get those. Small tangent, but no math. This ain't the grassy hip hopping, but I show class. And that is not a diss. Just feel like me and them are opposites. Cause what they driven by would make me wanna park the 6-cylinder, my A to B, nothing special. Bumping smooth jazz, cause my days are kinda stressful. Killing brain cells with my fellow intellectuals, plotting.